Hey, this is me building and strategizing my 400k per year profit solo consulting business right in front of your eyes. And what you're watching right now is a daily video series that follows the exact same framework. So what I always do is that I start by answering your questions. This means that if you have any questions, you can ask it down below in the comment section, and then I'll answer your question in tomorrow's video. Then I'll run you through business stats, which is basically just a big sheet that I fill out every single day, and I've done that for almost 90 days in a row now. Then I'm running through my to-do list, and then last but not least, some live strategy on how I'm planning to get to $1 million a year in personal profit. So how I'm fixing the bottlenecks that I'm facing, and also my thoughts and reflections along the way. If you're new here, I've already taken 2 of my own coaching offers to more than 100k per month, but this time I want to do it a little bit differently. So what you're seeing here is my daily updates channel. So what I always do is that I head into community, and then I find a comment that I haven't interacted with. So for example, this one from Happy Dude. Good to see you again, brother. I hope that you are well. So I read it out loud and then I answer the question. Let's go Astralis. Nuke was a walkover. Great to see them on top in this game. Hey, shout out, bro. Fellow Astralis fan here. I also love learning and implementing strategies that can improve client lifetime value. Today's question, so besides just like actually focusing on great delivery and client results, what can you actually do to improve lifetime value? Because LTV is extremely important for us, and I think in general massively undervalued or focused on when it comes to getting a better bottom line in your business and freeing up time. Very correct. We already start planting the idea in the client's head on renewal in the onboarding and also later on in the scheduled talks. This makes it easier for us when we actually have the real retention call. Nice, man. Also, this call we always try to schedule just after they've had a huge win with us. Good idea. Average lifetime value is 2k. Best client lifetime value was 5.5k. And the shortest client 1.2k entry sale. And that didn't renew. Makes good sense. And also, what book are you reading at the moment? Thanks again for making these daily videos. I watch them daily. Sorry for grammar and spelling. I'm cooked today and on the couch with 40 and fever. Upside, finally being able to watch some CS. That sounds like the best of both worlds. Horrible with the fever, but amazing with some off time. But being sick is the worst. First of all, I want to say it seems like you're doing an incredible job. First of all, with your communication in terms of like already planting the seeds with the client of the renewal. That's very, very good, and a lot of people neglect it. Then, of course, taking the renewal call right after a huge win, so where the clients are like most euphoric and like happy, which is of course a pretty good time to catch them for a renewal. So it seems like you're doing well. Also with a lifetime value in health and fitness at its highest of 5.5 and average 2k. I think that's very good. Of course, it depends on your offer and your volume and what kind of business you want to run and like time spent per client in terms of is it worth it, or should we raise price in front end, work with fewer people but more retention, or should we lower price in front end because we're so confident in product and renewal over time. There are many ways of going about it, and again, there's no right or wrong. So I think it seems like you're doing very well already. I'll give you my take on like client lifetime value, and then I think that would be the best for you, Happy Dude, so that you can actually like take that and then see how you can implement it. So I think what most people don't recognize and kind of like forget is that the foundation for the lifetime value and renewals and continuously working together in a partnership whether it's an agency or coaching or consultant relationship is that the client lifetime value actually starts before the partnership actually kicks off, because it starts with your communication. So the things that you communicate in your content, in your ads, in your retargeting, everything you put out on the internet. Because let's say that in my case, I'm a business consultant. I would kind of like call myself, I like to refer to myself as like an external business partner. I come in, I'm your business partner for a specific amount of month, and then if you want me to continue, I'm happy to do so, but if not, also fine. So external business partner. Let's say that my communication was only outcome focused. So let's say I'll get you to 40k a month, and then the only things that I spoke about was the like 40k months and my ad strategy. Then the relationship that I would have with my audience and the people that were like following along would be like, oh, he's the ad system guy for getting me to 40k, right? And that is perfectly fine, because that's very easy to understand. Use ads to get to 40k. Let me pay the credit card. I could even sprinkle that with some money back guarantee and whatever, and then we would have a pretty perfect combination. So I think no matter if people hit the 40k month or not, they still, like, the chances of them renewing is so much lower, because what they're there for is an outcome and an ad strategy. Once I've delivered them the ad strategy, then it's like I hold no value to these people anymore, right? Because all they were there for was the ad strategy. Versus the communication that I actually run online is like, I try to like give as much out of myself as possible, both like personal Fred, but also business Fred, in terms of my ideas towards business, my philosophy, the things that I've done. And this creates, I would say, a relationship with my audience where it's a lot more dynamic. Like, people really work with me because of the things that I've done in my own business, and they're not there for like a magic thing or a specific outcome or whatever it is. They're just there for me and the things that I can do for them, which means that I can continuously deliver them value and give them reasons to stick around, because they're there for so much more than just specific outcome, specific ads formula, right? Like, there is always things that I can like continuously help them with, and also because they never feel satisfied in a sense of like, okay, now I got everything that guy could offer me. So I think the communication is extremely, extremely important, because that is like what lays the foundation and how people see you as a person. So I think, bro, what you can do, I know that it's your wife that is your face of this company. So like, start talking a lot more about like your day-to-day life, how a healthy body affects her mind, how it affects the family dynamic, like all of these things that isn't just like calorie deficit, eat whole foods, go to the gym, but like include people way more in your life, and like that transformation of like, let's say a mom, I don't know if you have kids but I think see if you can add that, because that would give people a lot of like many more reasons to like continuously stick around, which is like extremely powerful in coaching and consulting. Of course, if you're comfortable with sharing those things online, then I would definitely do it. Then the next thing is a big one, which is expectations, right? It's extremely, a lot of people, when they want to sign clients, they tend to, on the sales calls or in the DMs or in their offer, they try to make it as sexy as possible with as many promises as possible, because they tend to believe that the more promises, the better, because the client gets so many cool things and like, yeah, we'll do this for you, and we also do that, and yeah, you can get this goal in X amount of days, because they tend to believe that that makes the likelihood of the client signing front end bigger. In most cases it does, right? Because it's a lot of promises on the table. But they also believe, it also typically, what ends up happening is that it's very, very hard to deliver on the expectations that were set. So I think be very, very clear on the expectations you set with your clients, because expectations should always be like the bare ass minimum that you deliver, but you should always over deliver. Because over delivering to a client, what basically happens is that the clients will always feel like they are getting more than what they're paying for. So like the value is larger than the dollar they're paying. And if people always get more for their money, why would they stop paying? Of course, that's easier said than done, but try to find ways where you can like give people more than what expected. So for example, in your case, let's say that you give them like tailored meal plans for the month. Then like occasionally you'll give them like an ebook with like 10 extra recipes of like, hey everyone, I know that it's like, so like let's say before summer is coming up, and I know like all of you want to like still be able to grill and have like barbecues with your friends. So I've made you 10 barbecue friendly, lose weight recipes that you can use. Because like they expected the meal plans every month, but like this is like, oh wow, like this is amazing, such a cool idea. And it maybe took your wife like 2 or 3 hours to put out these recipes together and then send out to all clients, for example. So do things like that is like amazing. Then we have delivery, which you mentioned, how we do it. Of course, like the product is key, but I think a lot of people forget that there are different phases to delivery in coaching consulting, right? There's the short term and then there's the long term. Because where people are the most attached to their purchase is always right when they've paid. That's where the emotions are the highest. So you want to give people a quick win. You want to give people like a quick proof of like they made the right decision. So whatever you're in business coaching, health coaching, stress, an agency, like whatever it is, try to give people a quick win, and then shift over to like long-term activities that they'll start benefiting from. So that's what I would do in terms of delivery. Try to split delivery in two. That's my best advice. Number 4 is like offer stack. So it's incredibly important that you have multiple ways of sending people through in your system, right? So me, for example, I have group, I have one-on-one, I'm currently building my course, which is launching in 3 weeks. So, and I have done for you agency, right? So I have like basically 4 deliverables of like where the only differentiator in these 4 deliverables is that it's the same core product. It's just my time and energy in the 4 different ones. So a lot of, for example, in my, like with the clients that I work with, there's a lot of clients that started with me on like group coaching, for example, for let's say 3 or 4 months. Then they upgraded to one-on-one for 4 months, and then they upped it down back to group. I've also had people that bought like a one-time offers that I've made where I do some sessions with me, some material, and 1 month's access to group, and then they upgraded or continued in group. So like make sure that your prospects can like stay in motion, right? In between your offers, they can go up, they can go down, they can like renew, whatever it is. Just like make sure that people can actually stay in motion. That was me drawing waves. In motion, sorry, not emotions. And then once you have that offer stack of people can go like up and down in terms of whatever they need. So for example, in a fitness offer, right, you can get like one-on-one tailored meal plans. If that's, let's say after 8 months, people don't want to do that anymore, then it's like, hey, you can keep access to everything and tech support for, let's say $100 a month or something. And a lot of people will be like, hey, I have all my recipes there. I can get some help. That sounds good, right? And then of course, now that you have your offer stack, just be like good at sending people up and down, whatever they kind of like need, right? So I hope that answers your question. Happy to. It was like a bit of a longer answer. Again, I think the numbers that I would need from you in terms of like giving you a better answer to your lifetime value is like the amount of clients you're working with and the amount of time that you're spending in fulfillment, because that is typically the kind of like the most important variable, I would say, towards are you structuring your prices correctly? Because having a large lifetime value can also sometimes indicate that your services are too cheap, which is also an important thing to kind of like think about. Of course, you can say that you're a little bit too cheap front end, but the product over delivers immensely, and then people stick around for a long time, because why would they stop? And then over time, you make more bottom line than competitors because you're doing such a good job of renewing clients. So I think it's also what season you're in terms of cash or long term, or more focused on front end acquisition, or also what company you want to build. So very interesting conversation there for sure. It's getting very late here, so I'll save the questions for another one. I think this question was amazing from Happy Dude in terms of lifetime value. And also, what book am I reading at the moment? I need to answer that, of course. So the book that I'm currently reading, I've only read 40 pages or something, so I cannot tell you if it's good or not, but it's this one, The 5 Types of Wealth from Sahil Bloom. I really love the guy. I follow him on Twitter. And the other books that I'm currently reading is like some mindset and like some little bit fluffy stuff. So I really wanted like something a little bit more tangible so that I can switch up my reading a little bit. And so far it's pretty good. So this one, I'm actually not like a really, really big reader. I like podcasts a lot more, and then I like to write based on the stuff that I do myself. But I'm trying to get to read more, because I know how powerful reading is. And everyone that makes more money than me tells me, Fred, you should read more. Of course, money isn't the only factor to why I should listen to them, but it's some people that I also enjoy in other aspects of life, like looking up to them. So I'm trying my best to read some more. That is, I think we went through the question. Nice, very nice. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Good luck with your business, and say hello to your wife. Then we have the daily updates here. So currently we're at 433 subscribers, and then my main YouTube channel is currently sitting on 6,485. So this is the sheet that we fill out every single day for business growth in all areas. 6485. And my Instagram is currently on 2918. Daily update was at 433. And then of course we have cash and revenue. So yesterday I actually made a sale for my mentorship. I need to update this tracker. I'll do it afterwards. And then you're probably wondering, aren't you full capacity, Fred? Yes, I am. But basically what happened was that I work with a client, but I unfortunately had to put that kind of like mentorship client on hold due to some sickness in this client's family. And it's really important for me that the people that I work with are like in a good state of mind to work with me, so that it doesn't become a burden to them or like very stressing. So I had a good talk with this client, and we just agreed to just like put everything on hold until like we know more. So that means that I basically had a spot. So I messaged the guy from my wait list, and he wanted to start, which was amazing. So I filled that spot without having to put up any marketing or whatsoever. I just DM'd with this guy back and forth, and we basically just like sorted the boring stuff in the DMs. So you can see yesterday 3,166. So yeah, that's pretty dope. Can I get this in dollars? Very nice. Let's do all these columns in dólares, and then what color is this? I should probably not spend my time on this now, but like, might as well. Is this the same green? Nice, come on. And you can't even see. So yeah, it was pretty cool that it was a pretty nice moment for me personally, to be honest. The fact that like I just like said to this client, don't worry, we'll pause, don't stress about the 2 payments that are missing. And then I could just like find a guy that I've been DMing with, where I've told him no before, and then like, hey bro, you want to get going? And then like, yeah, let's run it. So that was incredibly cool. So yeah, and no costs, so zero right there. Very nice. So today was Sunday, which was like a for my to-do list, right? So pretty chill day, to be fair. It's like a half working day, half not. I spent some time with some friends. We visited the beach. It's way too hot here in Dubai for that stuff, so I'm probably never gonna do that again. But it was cool to see my friends. Then I did a lot of writing. I finished some stuff, planned the week. Yeah, that's basically it. So like a bit of both days, which was very cool. Now it's 9:15, so I'll probably get to bed. And then I'll just see you tomorrow for another daily updates. I hope that you're crushing. Peace.